Hey guys, Valmir here at Elite Fireworks. We are in one of our fireworks stands, one of our older ones yet, but in this video, this is the first video that you're watching on this series, I highly recommend that you stop this video and go ahead and watch our first two videos. The first one was on buying or building your fireworks stand. The second one was finding a location. And now this one, it's all about legals, the regulations, what you need to know. By far, in my opinion, this is the most important one, because if you don't have the proper legal documentation to open your fireworks stand, then there's no point for anything, because you're gonna get shut down, or you don't want to illegally, open something, especially selling explosives, because fireworks, we fall under explosives. So as far as legal, so obviously one thing that I want to mention before the videos, and I've mentioned this in all the other ones, this is based on our experience, so take everything with a grain of salt. It's what works for us, and what legal regulations are in our county may not be exactly the same for you. So before anything, check with your local county, with your state, because we do have people out of state that watch this, just because regulations are different. However though, overall, all of these videos are going to give you a very good basic understanding of the business side of fireworks. So let's get to it. So as far as legal documentations that you need for opening a fireworks stand. So here in Harris County, you need a state permit, number one. That's the first one. And then you need a county permit. That's the second one. And guys, that's pretty much it. Obviously, there's some other stuff that we recommend, but you are not required. Now, as far as the state fireworks permit, here in Texas, the state fireworks permit, it's $35 per location, okay? And it's once a year. So for instance, if you buy it today, 1 year from now, it's gonna expire, okay? So it doesn't matter when you buy it, basically, because all of us in Texas, majority of us, we sell only 2 seasons, 4th of July and New Year. However, there are some counties that do sell other seasons, such as Texas Independence Day, which is coming close, as well as Memorial Day, San Jacinto Day, and also if you're 100 miles from the Mexican border, you got Cinco de Mayo. But anyway, majority of ours are 2 seasons, so the state permit, it's good for 4th of July, it's good for New Year's, because it's for 1 year. Now, as far as the state permit, here in Texas, they've actually made it much easier, because now you can do it all online. So you just go on the state fire marshal's, state's fire marshal permits. So just in Google, all you have to do, because I don't have it on top of my head, but just look at fireworks state permit, and then it's gonna pop up. It's usually one of the first 2 or 3. So, and just follow the steps, okay? If you have questions on that, if you're in that process, just let us know in the comment below, and we'll try to help you out. But anyway, the state fire permit, for us, is the cheapest, $35 a year. You cannot beat that. Especially if you're opening so many locations, you'll notice that permits start adding up. Now, for the county permit, okay? So here in Harris County, majority of our locations, we have Harris County or Fort Bend County, so the regulations are very similar. So in Harris County, here that we have for the fireworks county permit, so basically both the permits for the county are going to be seasonal. So for 4th of July, you got to get a new permit. For New Year's, you got to get a new permit. That's the same in both counties that we have our locations, okay? Now, as far as these permits, prices can vary, so obviously I cannot tell you how much. For instance, in Harris County, they do make it very easy. It's simple. You fill it out online. But each season we pay, depending on the location, where it's between $260 to $390 per location per season. So when you have 20 locations, that adds up. However, for instance, with Fort Bend County, so this is something maybe in your county you'll have it similar to Fort Bend County, they don't have it digitally. You have to actually go physically send the paperwork, but they only charge you $100 a year, but you have to every season you have to go and get the paperwork. So for instance, let's say if you paid right now for 4th of July, you get the permit. For upcoming New Year, then all you have to do is to just get a permit, but you don't have to pay. So it varies. So definitely county to county, check. And for that, same thing in Google, you'll find your local county permit place. All right, so now those paperwork that you get, whether you print them online because you fill them at home, like for instance, this one is Harris County, so we print it ourselves. Obviously, you want to post these in your stand. Now, Harris County has not just one, but they actually have two. So we actually post two, but some counties you only have one paperwork, but you want to fill two, put them in there. So that just legally, when the fire marshal comes, that's the documentation you show them, so they know that legally you're good to go to opening the stand. Now, this is our state fire marshal, and obviously, if you look at this one, because this one specifically, it's not our stand, but if you look at the date, January 31st, 2022, it actually expires, but this is a 1 year. So the state fire marshal paperwork is for 1 year, and it's actually a cheap one. Now, the other thing that we have right here, so this is our liability insurance, okay? And we get our insurance from Ryder. As far as the Ryder insurance, so on all of our stands, we have a $1 million insurance. Now, you are not, it varies because we had a location in a different county, Liberty County nearby. They did require that we have insurance. So it can vary from county to county. So in your county, they might even need insurance and even other documentation. So all varies. Like I said, this is just a general idea for you guys. But from Harris County, they don't require it, and that's where majority of our locations are. So I'm using that as an experience. Now, if you need insurance, because legally you're supposed to get insurance, or you don't need insurance because they don't require it, I highly recommend you get insurance. Guys, at the end of the day, we are selling explosives. Obviously, it's 1.4G consumer grade fireworks, but we do fall under explosives. If anything happens, you don't want it. Basically, not only are you going to go out of business, but you are risking of the chance of going bankrupt, basically ruining your life. And I think in general, like, insurance is well worth it. And like I mentioned earlier, we get our insurance from a Ryder. The reason why, and we do not get any referral code or anything like that with them, guys, they are a company that specializes on insuring fireworks companies. Now, it is very common whenever you're buying your fireworks, so whether that is you're gonna buy your fireworks at the nearby fireworks wholesale supplier where you live, or you actually even buy from us, right? A lot of companies, what they do, wherever you buy your fireworks, they also sell you insurance. So there's often, it's very common, $200, $300, $400 that you pay per season to get the insurance through that company that you're buying your fireworks. However though, I do not recommend you go with that option. It might be the cheaper option, but it's not the right option. And we learned that initially when we got into the in the industry, that's what we did. We bought our fireworks locally at a warehouse, we got the insurance from them. But now that we have grown and we've learned actually what that insurance actually covers, we really don't want it. The reason why is that is a shared insurance that company is going to provide. Not only so that $1 million, $2 million insurance, whatever you pay for the $300, $400, it's not just to cover you. It actually covers whatever amount of companies that they've put, that they're charged. Because even for us, right now, if you were to buy wholesale fireworks from us, it's very easy. All I have to, our sales agent in Ryder's, my insurance, I just had to, hey, I got a new location under this person, this company, here's the insurance. I get you this specific copy. I can give it to you and charge you $300, $400. What that's doing, it's gonna lower my price of my insurance because it's very expensive. Get the insurance for yourself because we pay yearly over like almost $50,000 to be honest with you. So it's a lot, but that covers all of our locations. But we don't want to share that because hypothetically, if something, let's say we share the insurance with you or someone else is buying fireworks from us, if an accident happens, a fire or something, we're not up to code something, our insurance is gonna go way up or way more expensive. But also, if something happens, that you're insured that amount, but let's say hypothetically that company that you're getting the insurance, they give it to 300-400 different companies. Something happens with multiple companies and that $1 million limit is reached, you're kind of screwed a little bit. So what I recommend, go with the actual company. So for instance, look up online Ryder Insurance. I actually have this where we refer people to them, and we've actually had a good friend of ours that just got in the industry. They quoted in $800 or $900 for a full year. So either way, you're paying $400, $425, slightly more expensive, but you are literally being insured by the insurance company rather than going through someone else. So other than that, I think that's pretty much it as far as the legal stuff. Now we want to talk about whenever you're selling fireworks, the legal requirements. Obviously, this varies from city to city, state to state, because in each city, the counties have different regulations. But for instance, here we have it, you have to be 16 years of age or older to sell fireworks. The only way that you can sell earlier is if it is a family member. For instance, when we started our fireworks business, initially I was actually under the age of 16, but I was actually helping out in one of our stands. But we had family members that were over the 18. So let's make it, and the main person that is selling fireworks, who is in charge, has to be 18 years or older. Now, I know that's completely different in different states, because I know there's some states actually, you cannot even buy fireworks until the age of 21. Here is 16 to buy fireworks, 16 to sell, unless the family regulation different. Obviously, you want to check with your local county. So for instance, whenever you get your county permit, they also give you a booklet or they give you some extra paperwork with a permit that show, hey, make sure whenever you're selling fireworks, it has to be specifically this date. You cannot sell this type of fireworks. For instance, in Texas, yeah, the bottle rockets, we cannot sell the classic small ones, right? So we have to put those. So make sure with your local county and state, like you know the actual regulation of what to sell. But it's just a lot of them is common sense. What you can and you cannot sell, to who you can sell or who you cannot sell. Those information will be given to you once you get your state permit or county permit. All right, so some other things that I want to mention now with your stand. Obviously, you're gonna get, maybe whenever you're selling fireworks, you're gonna have some fireworks that you damage, right? So they do require for you to have a damaged fireworks box. It doesn't have to be nothing fancy. Literally have a box that you do, and it just has to say, and just with a Sharpie, write damaged fireworks. And then that, for instance, it can be something that you can put under here, okay, or anywhere. I mean, you can leave it here. It doesn't matter. It's just any fireworks, for instance, that basically doesn't work, or maybe you had some duds, like fireworks that came bad, went bad, or something that fell off like the shelf and is damaged, that you have to put it. So just make sure you put all of that in a box that's labeled damaged fireworks, okay? Now, as far as a fireworks stand, right now, of course, we don't have fireworks, but either way, they want the whole aisle to be clean, okay? So it cannot be a mess. Obviously, same thing, for instance, often what it is, you bring some chairs, because on the slow day, like, you sit down and you relax. But make sure, even if you do that, you put them to the side, so at least you have walking, movable distance. Because realistically, they do require, here in Harris County, I believe it's 30-inch walking distance. Obviously, with this one, it's much more. It's a lot more wide, but still, that's the minimum. So even if, I know we've talked about earlier in our videos, building the stands, make sure you look what the regulation on how much the walk space that you need for your county, for your stand. And then other than that,
not open boxes.
Okay, and yeah, like I should mention, because it's hard to remember everything. Guys, there's no script. We just go with the flow, right? So obviously on this side where you have the windows, they actually have, for instance, you cannot have any open boxes. So for instance, if you have fireworks that you put on the shelf, but you have 2-3 boxes left over from the case, you cannot leave the case open with 2-3 boxes. It has to be a full case that is taped up, basically how you got it from your wholesaler. That's how it has to be. Other than that, do we have anything else that we need to mention, Gastya?
No.
That's it. Okay, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much. And if you guys are enjoying this type of videos, hit a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. And we'll see you guys in another video for the next process in this fireworks business journey.